this is Missy. Welcome to my atypical weeks. This week is different from last week. I have a lot planned coming up. It's week 38. It's week 3 of my 10-week fall season. I'm doing HB90-ish stuff. The ish is I'm not doing it quarters. I'm doing seasons that make sense to me based on my life. And I started this round with some projects in my mind. So you're going to see how I've kind of moved more into HB90 land as far as goals a little bit. This is where I will record what I've done. This is where I've chosen tasks for this week that matches my doing Kanban board, and each day I'll put some of those on the my monitor as I'm working. You can see this upstairs window is where I've already done that, so I'll move that off into done. So how does this compare to last week? So last week, mostly you've seen this if you watched the last video. I don't do a whole lot of goal type stuff on the weekend. Again, lots of this lavender color for my system here. I was working on making some things I'll show you. Again, a lot of the things that were in here will end up being in this area this next week. So I spent, quite a bit less time on goals compared to what I planned, or I guess I should say here, a lot less time on goals than what I'd planned. But overall, I'm not unhappy with it. I did pull some things out and things went more quickly than I had planned. The reason for all these colors, they match the goals or the areas of focus, and these colors match the day of the week that I did things. Last week, my plan had ended up kind of ugly, and I did try to work on some stickers, and I finally decided I'm spending way too much time, and I just went with highlighting again and some colored pens, and it's not, to me, it's not quite as ugly as last week, but it's still not where I want it. Also, as I was copying things over, I realized I was trying to tweak the order of these little guys up here, and I didn't copy and paste throughout, so they're a wreck, but that's okay. When I talked about the fact that I had made some new forms, so let me show you. I'm going to pause the video and come back. When I started HB90, I had these couple of these projects already started. I showed you that in my last video. I fleshed them out a little more, but I wanted a way to quantify things, not just counting up tasks. Like some of these, like the ones down at the bottom that I just kind of fleshed out a little, but not really. How far, from 0 to complete, I expect this month to get, like 15 out of 100, 10 out of 100, and not this month, this season, 5 out of 100. This one I expect to get here. I've done a little bit of organizing my financial records again. So you can see this is a way to quantify, but I'm still not quantifying the goals. I'm still quantifying the projects. Sarah Cannon. And so before I do that. So I had made this where I started kind of trying to put more words to the umbrella goal, but really HB90 is a top-down, start with your vision, then plan your goals, then plan your projects. I already had the projects, so I kind of had to go up to my goals after going down from my projects to my tasks. So kind of going up and down the levels. But I wrote this out. I started, listing out the titles of my projects from my previous planner, and then so you can see how these guys kind of work together. So I did that on each of them. I'm not going to show you all of them. I will show you this is what I made for goal 1, similar. The ones that are kind of shaded might not be able to see it on video. That's where I came in, like thinking this is about here. And again, this is where I expect to get by the end of my season, which is November 10th. So goal 1 and 3, as usual, are kind of similar. I did, after I made this up this weekend, I realized I want to do each week in the remaining part of the season, do something with my garage storage, whether it's, taking stuff to from garage to the storage unit, or taking stuff from the garage to the dump, or getting rid of things on Marketplace, or whatever. And then I want to go to my storage unit each week. I had been saying that for a while, but I haven't had anywhere to track it. So I did make a bunch of extra post-its for the remaining weeks that say, go to storage. and do something in the garage. So the other one that I made was for my health. In the HB90 boot camp, I did go through it over the past week again, kind of backwards. Then I went through the kickoff call yesterday, but over the end of last week into the weekend, I've gone through most of the online course again. I started in 2021, so I've done it a few times. I just have it on while I'm working on things. And so she talks about the best thing to do is have a quantifiable goal that's out of your control. My goals are not, monetary goals, and I'm in a different place right now. So this one is the most like one of the goals she talks about. She talks about an energy score goal, and specifically as an alternative goal, something like that, where you're actually just kind of giving yourself a score on each thing and trying to shoot for an average. So my thought is, obviously I haven't started it yet, is I'm going to give myself 1, 2, or 3 in each of these. And I'm doing that so I have some gradations of not all or nothing. And I also won't see zeros. If I've done something, I'll give myself a 1. The 3 in bold will contribute to a body subtotal, but overall, this is, health and well-being. Overall, I will see how this goes. So that's where I'm at. Again, pretty happy with last week. A little bit more work, a little bit of tweaking here and there, but the big thing is I'm just committed to seeing this whole season through. It is week 3. Out of my 10, and I hope to see you back. If you have any questions about parts of my system, I would love to engage with you. I benefit so much from seeing other people's stuff, and I'm hoping those of you that are here, again, kind of a accountability group to a degree. So love to hear from you in the comments. Hope your week is going well. Have a great one.